So, I wanted to talk about one of the themes that has been coming up in my work with clients in the last couple of weeks. And that is focused awareness versus expanded awareness. So, focused awareness is when we are trying to bring all of our awareness, for example, to following the breath, entering the body, coming down into our belly, and also paying attention to the belly contracting and the breath coming out. Or focused awareness might be paying attention to an area of the body that feels tense or tight, in pain. Usually, what I have noticed is that it's either the breath or we're paying attention to something that actually isn't pleasurable in the body. And oftentimes, what I have noticed is that when we're having some really big things happening, we can have a tendency to go into focused awareness. And sometimes that can be very overwhelming to have a focused awareness on an area or an emotion such as fear or terror. An area might be, say, for example, tightness in the diaphragm that feels it's hard to breathe. And so when we're going through something really big, sometimes we can feel overwhelmed because it's so big, but sometimes we also have an agenda to release it, to release the discomfort, or to focus our awareness completely, say, on our breath so that we can move away from the discomfort. I want to offer what has been actually really helpful for the people that I've been working with, is to have an expanded awareness. So an expanded awareness is you can have what you're doing really is you're bringing your awareness to your whole body and your breath. And of course, it's always helpful to breathe deeply. So taking in deep breaths, having an awareness on your whole body, not just on an area that feels uncomfortable, not just on the breath. It's really an awareness of the whole body. Okay? So you might be aware that your diaphragm is tight. You might be aware of fear or terror or sadness or grief, anything that you may be aware of burning in your body. And that isn't the only thing that you're aware of. Expanded awareness means that, okay, this is happening in the context of maybe a lot of different things happening in the body. Maybe my legs are cold, or maybe there's a lot of energy in my legs and I feel a lot of pleasure there. I might be feeling my, feeling held by this chair that I'm sitting in while my diaphragm is very uncomfortable or tight. It actually, maybe when we first start the expanded awareness, maybe the mind is really busy and it's hard to settle, or it's hard to not focus in on what's wrong. But really, when there's an expanded awareness and you settle, you bring yourself back to it over and over. It can be a relaxing and calming experience. It is a lighter awareness rather than something heavy with an agenda. You have a light awareness on yourself, and the areas that are uncomfortable, you go you pay attention to them. You're titrating almost, going in and out of having an awareness on them when you have an expanded awareness, which increases your capacity to be present, even though there's something really uncomfortable happening. The other thing is that sometimes we have stuff that is more chronic, whether it's a body holding in the body, or every time we go into the body, we go into some intense feeling or experience. And so some of these things can take a while to shift. And so expanded awareness is a way of being present without necessarily focusing on what's here all the time. You're still present, and you're just noticing your whole experience. What needs to be revealed, what needs to be released, what needs to be known will happen. It will happen. But first, you have that. You're building the capacity to be here. You're building the capacity to tolerate. You're building the capacity to become aware of what's coming up without becoming it, because your awareness is expanded. All right, let me know how this is for you. I'd love to get your feedback. That's it.